Hello everyone. Um, Today I'm going to explain the chapter database management. Actually, we can say that I'm going to explain the first part because we didn't finish it yet. So let's start the meaning of the database. What is a database? Databases allow users to store, organize, and search data, as well as outputting in either a printed or electronic format. So if you need to store the data in an organized way, and also you want to search the data to find a specific record, you can use databases. So there are many fields that people are using the database, like storing school or college students' academic records, or cataloging and managing stock in shops. So for this kind of things, we can use databases. Also, we can use database in banking or keep the police and crime information. So there are so many things that I can count. So there are several programs that used for database management. One of them is Microsoft Access, which we are going to use it. But there are some other versions like SQL Server or SQLite. So Access is not only a database management tool that we can use. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the data types. While we are storing the data, we may need the different data types. Like we may need text, or we may need numbers, we may need date. So to just make a distinction between each of them, we are using the data types. So we have several data types, as I told you, like alphanumeric or text. Alphanumeric means the combination of alphabet letters and the numbers, but also it is using to show all the characters or define all the characters in a keyboard, on a keyboard. Like, for example, in alphanumeric, if you need to write a telephone number with a dash in between the digits, we can use alphanumeric. Or to save an address, we can use alphanumeric, because in an address also we may have letters and text as well. For date, to store the dates, we can use date data type. If we are going to store two different values, we can use logical or Boolean. So to give true or false, or yes or no, this kind of things, we can use Boolean. We can we need to write a number related to money. So to be more specific, we can use currency, which it is storing the monetary values. Like if we need to write 5.99, if it is not enough, we can use currency data type to make it $5.99, something like that. Also, we can use numeric or number alone. To store an age, for example, or height in centimeters, we can use number. And you may ask, in telephone number, we use alphanumeric or text. And for height, we used numeric. So how I can understand when I use number as a data type or alphanumeric? So it is something like for an address, for example, you need both alphabet letters, and in addresses they are using the numbers as well. Also, sometimes you may use several digits, but the number format will not be enough to store it. So in case of in different situations, you may decide which one you have to use it. And generally, I am saying that if you are not going to use some numbers for any arithmetic operation, so generally you don't need to use it as numeric. Okay. Here, actually, we did it in the class, but let me to do it again. Where it is asking from us to match to correct data type. So this side is data, this side is data type. For example, this one is magic wand, so it is clearly alphanumeric or text. This one is clearly a date. This is currency. This one is numeric or number, and any logical or Boolean data type should be matched with the true. Okay, databases consist of one or more tables, and a database with only one table is called a flat file database, but it is not so efficient to use a flat file database. So, but if you use access to create only one table, it will be a database also. And a database with more than one table is known as relational database. So actually in this chapter, we will deal with the relational database. Okay, so I told you that a database has one or more than one table. It is consisting of one or more than one table. So what is a table? A table consists of records as rows. Okay, so this is very important because when we are trying to find someone, when we are trying to add some information, generally we are using records. So the row side is records in a table. Okay. Add the fields as columns. So the row side is records, the field side is our columns. So here we can say this one is a record. Okay, this is an ISBN number which it is related to books. This is the title. This is the author. This is the publisher. This is the year published. This is another record. This is the last record. So here we have 3 records. Records are holding the one information of a man or a book, or what is it? I mean, we can call it as entity. Okay, at the fields, this is one field. This is another field. This is another field. So the columns are the fields. So fields are just having the same type of information. Okay, so this title field holds all titles. This author field holds all authors. But this record is holding, for example, the book information, Daniel is champion of the world. Okay, or this one is keeping the information of Mort book. This is the difference, and it is very important. Okay, how we can create a database? In the classroom we did this, but let me to go over again. So we are going to create a database related to a theme park. So the theme park database stores data about visitors in a table called visitors. So visitors is a table which holding the information about the visitors. The theme park has 5 rides, so we can say it has 5 different things that you can do. Data about the rides are stored in a table called rides. So we have another table, its name is rides. And the last table is holding the data about tickets, which the table name is tickets as well. So think about that. You went to a theme park, and theme park is a themed amusement park containing attractions such as roller coaster rides. So you went to a theme park, and think about that. Someone is holding all the informations related to the visitors. So let's say you first, before taking the tickets, they are holding your information. So all information are holding inside visitors table. And think about that, the visitors that using the rides. So here there are 5 different rides. So one visitor may use 5 of them, or 1 of them, or 2 of them. Maybe one user may use one write several times. So there are several possibilities about that. And to take this writes, users or visitors should take tickets, should buy tickets for each of them. So when visitors pay for a ride, they are given a ticket. Tickets can bought at ticket stalls in the theme park. So think about that. We have a system connected, and your each action is saving to the database. So the first thing is to start to give a name to the database. So let's start our database and give a name. You have to open access and any empty database. You can give it with extension or without extension. It will be same. It will keep it as database. So let's make it theme park. Okay, and you can select where you can save it. For example, let's say I'm going to save it on desktop. And when you click create, it will create a new database. Okay, this is our new database. Let's continue. So when we open a new database, it is in datasheet view. This is datasheet view. So we have actually two views in database. The next task is to set up the table to store the data about the visitors. So before entering the information related to the visitors, we have to set up a table. So what we are going to do, actually, we will set up the tables, fields, and data types. So we have to change the view to design view. So we can change it from here, or we can just change it. This is a datasheet view. My office is in Turkish. That's why it is a different name. And this is design view. So I have to just move to design view. Also, you can use this one, okay? So upper left and lower right, we have options to change the views. Okay, when we try to pass to the other view, it will ask from us to change the table name if we want. So we want to change. Let's change it to visitors. Okay. So actually we did this activity now. So in design view, why we need to use the design view? In design view, you can enter field names, set the data types stored in each field, and add a description to each field. So we can write the field name, the data type, and also we can put a description. Description is just to inform the users that will use it, or inform us later if we forgot something. We can just check this and understand what is why we use this field name and data type. So it is to give information. So descriptions are not affecting the function of the database. So in the next activity, we are going to complete the fields by using these field names and data types. So visitor ID will be auto number. This is auto number in Turkish. So most databases are using auto numbers to just create different records. Okay, if the think about that, I am ordering a food from a website, and if they are keeping my record, of course they are keeping my record. If they don't put an order number, they cannot distinguish my record sometimes. Okay, so to make different records, sometimes we need to just take a unique record from the table. So because of we need unique records, we have to put a primary key, and the easiest way of creating a primary key is to create, use auto number, because auto number is doing this. For the first record, it will give 1, second record 2, third record 3. So in each record, it will give different numbers. So we can use auto number for that. Okay, the first name, we did this one. The first name will be short text, and the surname will be short text as well. Let's do this. Here it is short text. And this is short text again. Okay. Date of birth, date or time. So for data time, I will say date or time. And for the gender, I will use short text. Okay. So here we can write some explanations. Let's write something, for example, So here, actually, we don't need so much explanation, but just I wrote one to give you an information. Okay. So when we finish it, the first field that you set up is used as primary key fields. Primary key fields hold values that will be unique for each record or entity in the table. So we are using primary keys as auto numbers or ID numbers. Our ID numbers that we are using in our IDs or student numbers, if we are using it in correct places, they can be perfect primary keys. So let me to read this one as well. Primary key field in a database, the field that holds the primary key, which is a unique attribute stored for each entity. So, we have to know that primary key field should be unique for each record. So you can't have in a table, if you make, for example, student ID field, and you said, okay, student ID is primary key, so you can't say student ID can appear twice in the table or more. You can't do that. So as you see here, the book gives some descriptions as well. And as I told you, it is not affecting the functionality of the database. So in design view, we wrote the data types of the field names. So we can just pass to datasheet view now. So in datasheet view, we can give our information. So it is entering records. So here, to make it faster, I will just give 5 random records. So it's asking to save the record. Yes. So visitor ID, I'm not going to touch visitor ID because let me to show you again. This is primary key. Okay, so you can also just create another primary key like this. Okay, but here our primary key is this one. Let's go to datasheet view. Okay, I'm not touching this. So let's give I can write it as short date. So these are my old fields. We entered 5 fields. So this is one record. Here, you can either put your cursor to the second record and start to write, or you can just press enter. Here, you don't need to do anything with the visitor ID. So do not touch if it is auto number. Okay, I'm just entering 5 random records. Okay, 5 records. I enter. It is asking from us to enter these 5 records, but to make it practical, I entered 5 random records. Okay, so our new task is to create a new table. So using the table option on the create tab, create a new table in your database and name it as rights. So in the create type, use the table option. So 1 second. I just mix it. So from create, we have to use table. So I can create a new table from here. Okay, so again, we are going to change our field to design view, view to design view to set up the field names and data types, and we have to add the records in datasheet view, this one. So let's go to what was it is asking from the rights. Okay. Rights, right ID will be auto number. Right name will be short text. And right fee will be currency. In Turkish, it is para birimi. Okay. So records for the rights table. So we will have 5 rights. Let's save it and go to here. Okay, this is by default it is Turkish. That's why it's saved as Turkish. We can change it, but we don't need to deal with it for now. we save it as currency. This is enough for now. So let's make, because of I am going to create them randomly. This is again auto number. Let me to be sure. Yes, I'm checking the right ID if it is auto number. Yes, and it is primary key as it is asked. So let's say, or let's. I am because of I am entering random. Completely random. And one more thing, can we say? Okay, up to Karınca. So we have 5 different rights and the prices we saved. Let's continue. So to use the tables, I mean, if we created 2 tables, 3 tables, the tables should be related. I mean, I have to reach the information inside another table by using first table, for example. So this is called creating relationships. So we have now 2 different tables, so we can't use, I can do something by using one table, I can do something by using another table, but I can't make them to be together if I don't make a relationship. Okay. So relationships will be created by using common attributes. But before that, let's create our third table, tickets. It is going to say us one by one, I think. So it will go to make it in design view. Okay, set the data type. By the way, we have to okay, so here it is explaining. I was looking for a table to. So ticket ID will be the primary key. First, what we have to do, we have to create a new table. Okay. Well, I am going to design view. Ticket ID will be primary key. So is it saying that it is okay? We will check this one after. Right ID foreign key. So I will say why right ID foreign key, but you are not saying here that it is foreign key. You don't need to write. So let's write visitor ID again. This should be number visitor ID will be number again. And write date will be a date. So let's say this one. Okay, let's check the next activity. So visitor ID and write ID should be number. Yes. Set data type for date or time for write date. Yes. Set format property for write date to short date. Okay, so we have a new feature here. Okay. Biçim is format in Turkish, so kısa tarih is short date. So look, let me to explain this one. This is field features, which for each field I have different features. So I can make some modifications or some arrangements by using field features. So here I change it as short date. Set the default value property for write date to now. So let's check. It is varsayılan there. So it is a function that you can, when you make it like this, it will be okay. And save the ticket table. Okay. Close the ticket table. So actually, this is another activity. That's why it is thinking that only tickets is open. So let's close all the tables. Why we are closing the tables? Because when we make a relationship, tables should be closed. When we make some thing there. So I am closing the tables. But closing means I'm not throwing them away. Everything are there. When I click on anyone, it will open. Okay. Open the relationship view from the database tools. So we will see the relationships now from database tools, relationships. So we have 3 tables, so I can use all of them. to create relationship. Okay, I added all of them. Close the show table window. We closed. So drag the right ID field from the rights table onto the right ID field in the tickets table. So from rights to tickets. So as I told you, the relationship will be established by using same kind of attributes. So right ID in rights and tickets and right ID in tickets are holding the same values. But think about that, in right ID, I entered 5 rights, but in tickets, one person may take same right 5 times. So one right may appear 5 times, or 5 people took several rights. So in right ID, we may have only 5 records, but in tickets, we may have 50 records. So means they are same data. Will not change that in tickets, right ID will appear more than once. So same number, I mean. So that's why this is a primary key, because it is making each record unique, right ID. And if right ID is appearing in another table, it is called here foreign key. So right ID is foreign key in tickets table. So when I make this, it will just relationship will be created. Also check that the enforce referential integrity box is selected. So I will tell you what is it, referential integrity. This is referential integrity. So we are enforcing the system to referential integrity. This is a good feature. I will explain it. So I created one relationship. This means one to many. What does it mean? Here, right ID will appear only one. I mean, each right ID. Here, think about that. If no one buys any ticket, right ID will be appear none, 0. Okay, but right ID, each right ID, for example, if visitors used Abdülkarimca 10 times, right ID will be appear 10 times. Okay, so that's why it is one to many. Okay, one means always right ID will appear one time. Each right ID will appear one time. Here, each right ID may appear 0, 1, or more than 1. Okay. So we will do it for the other as well. So drag the visitor ID field from the visitors table onto the visitor ID field in the tickets. So we will make visitor IDs now. So from this one to this one. Again, enforce referential integrity. As you see, it is saying one to many. So this time it is this way one to many because this is primary key and this is foreign key. Okay, also you can edit relationships by clicking here. You can change something or also clicking here. Or when you click the relationship, you can change the data fields, I mean. Okay. Okay, so let's check how we can understand if our referential integrity is enforcing referential integrity is working or not. First of all, just close the relationship design window. Then open tickets table and enter 9 in the visitor ID field and 7 in the right ID field. So here we enter 9 and 7. Actually, it will not accept the first one, but let's continue. 7. Okay. So it cannot add, it cannot change this value as 9 because remember that when we create rights table, we entered only 5 rights. So digits should be 1 to 5. We have 5 different toys that people can use. So I can put here 9. So it should be 1 to 9, 1 to 5. And in the visitor ID again, let's go open visitors table. I entered 5 records. So visitors again should be 1 to 5. So let's say 3. So this is how it is just checking referential integrity rule, because otherwise the numbers or the data that we are giving in another table will not be just consistent. Okay. That's why enforcing referential integrity is very important.